How's it going?
Hey, how's it going, everybody? Hey, Keith, how are you?
I'm doing fine. How are you?
I'm doing well. Happy Easter, bud.
Happy Easter.
All right, so today I chose out a film, The Death of Stalin.
Death of Stalin. This is a comedy, right?
It is a comedy. It is done by Armando Iannucci.
Right.
You may know him from Veep or In the Loop. It has actually a lot of, big name characters in this, actors in this. We got Steve Buscemi. We have Michael Palin from Monty Python. Mm-hmm. And we have Jason Isaacs. If you didn't know him, he played the bad guy colonel from The Patriot back in the day.
Oh, The Patriot. Oh,
yeah. And so this is about not necessarily the death of Stalin, but the power grab and the behind the scenes, political backstabbing, intrigue, and stuff that
The Wake.
The Wake afterwards. That Iannucci is known for with his political comedies and dramas that he does. So I'm actually pretty excited about watching this because I did see it in the movie theater and I thought it was hysterical.
Nice. Well, I know absolutely nothing about it other than it's a comedy about Stalin's death. And ready to go?
Yeah.
All right.
It was actually released recently. It was, I believe, last year, actually.
Oh, really? All right.
Yeah. This is 2018. I think it's very well done. I did one of the movies that actually brought me back to the cinemas.
Very nice.
I enjoyed it intensely.
I watch a lot of movies in cinemas, as it is.
No, it actually kind of hits home to me, too. My family's German, but we're like Eastern European German. My family's originally from Lech, Poland, and my grandmother, my grandfather, for a time period after the Third Reich, actually lived in communist Poland and had to actually deal with communist Russians.
Oh wow, yeah.
So
actually, that kind of hits home too. My family ditched Poland basically right before World War One. We dodged the whole shenanigans.
Oh yeah. No, we had to live through it a bit, and some of the stories, and my grandmother doesn't really like talking about it a whole lot, but some of the stories that came up there, and we had family that we were actually divided a bit by the Iron Curtain. Sorry, this is a good scene.
So what just happened?
Okay, so what happened was
Stalin.
it's such a good scene. I'm not gonna stop it.
Turn that down.
You got a phone call?
He got a phone call from the General Secretariat, and they said, "We'll call back in 17 minutes. Stalin will talk to you." So like that, and he hangs up. He goes, "Oh shit! Is it like 17 minutes from now or 17 minutes when I hung up the phone?" And he was like, "I don't know."
I'd be pretty scared with Stalin too.
A minute? Oh, which one? A minute. A minute? A minute.
I really don't want to talk to this movie. It's so good.
No.
Now they say that Khrushchev was really the only reason why he was part of the inner circle back in the day was because he liked telling jokes, and Stalin liked to keep him around because he told good jokes and good stories.
The jester.
That was pretty much it. Nobody thought Khrushchev would have anything to do with him. Anything to do with any party, power, anything.
Five grenades to each other. Pull the pin.
Yeah, no, I wasn't the one on the phone. Just no, you keep saying that.
Now this is Beria.
I wasn't.
He's the head of the NKVD. He is an utter piece of trash. If ever there ever lived one. Human fucking garbage to the lot of them. Now another thing about Stalin, you'll see here.
Went out live.
A big Tom Ford fan.
Tom Ford?
As in Westerns.
Wow.
Stalin loved himself some John Wayne.
Interesting.
You didn't know that?
No, I didn't. You'd think you'd hate the West in every form. So
And this is actually a true story. This actually bit right here. It's a true story. Like, he called in and he wanted a fucking recording, and they let out, and they were like, "Oh shit, fuck!" And so they had to go find people, and they dragged people off the streets of Moscow. And the conductor of it was so terrified that he was actually making a recording for Stalin. for Stalin individually that he fainted and he couldn't actually do the performance. So they had to go, and you'll see it here. They actually had to go, and I'm ruining it. I'm ruining the whole story for you. Watch. Oh yeah, and she said, "Fuck it, I'm not doing it."
Even though she's probably gonna die if she doesn't.
Yeah. No, you listen.
Excuse me. I won't do it.
Different. I mean, even Stalin.
Even?
I didn't mean.
Even Stalin? I hope this office isn't locked.
Backbone on her.
Of course, Comrade Stalin would be able to tell the difference. He's
Watch.
the great man with the great ear.
2 great ears. Sharp. They're sharp.
Oh wow.
You have to play. I didn't mean what I said.
So you said it then?
Watch.
10,000 rubles.
It's funny, but it's scary because this shit happened.
Let's go.
So they are snagging people?
Yeah, they're just. That's the NKVD. It's a purge. This is what a purge looks like.
Oh, okay.
Brainless fire safety fucking.
And he just ratted out his own dad.
Wow.
Let's go.
For nothing.
Didn't save his own skin.
Yeah, no, for nothing. Here. So if you didn't know, when the first conductor fainted, they went out and freaked out and they found the next conductor. And the next conductor they found was so drunk off of vodka, he was completely useless. So they find this guy, and then they drag him in, and he actually does the entire Mozart Symphony Orchestra, you know, that they were doing at the beginning of the film. He does it completely within his bathrobe and his slippers. And that's true. That happened.
Wow.
Get this all checked in.
See? Fucking did it in his slippers. I'm totally ruining this movie. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. This is true. This actually happened. Stalin gave explicit orders not to disturb him. For any reason. And the guards were too afraid to actually get in there. So it took him fucking 8 hours before the maid to come in and figure out he's fucking dying of a stroke.
Well?
So he's just letting him sit there and dying, or as he did already.
They need to hold a committee on this, and they need to vote to figure out what to do. And also on top of this, they'll say it in the movie too. Stalin, before he died, had his fit of paranoia that the Jewish doctors of Moscow, which were the doctors of Moscow, were planning to poison him. So he had them all executed.
Oh yeah, I did hear about that. Yep. So there's basically no doctors anymore.
Pretty much.
Okay.
And we'll see that in the movie. Again, it's a comedy. The best kind.
Feeling unwell.
Oh, the reason why they're moving around like that, Stalin pissed himself.
Yeah, I can see that.
It's amazing why this would be banned in Russia.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, no, banned.
Never would have guessed.
Fancy man wearing pajamas.
They're doing nothing! Nothing!
What can they do?
They're doing nothing! They can call a fucking doctor! The worst fucking doctor in Moscow! They can do fucking something! They're doing nothing! It's already begun!
They don't have any doctors to call because of his own stupidity or paranoia. Granted, maybe even justifiable paranoia.
They're doing nothing! And it's fantastic how unbelievably incompetent these people are.
I mean, to be honest.
And it's because it's a dictatorship.
Yeah.
We do need to get him.
Of course, the strong man is gonna fucking hire a stupid yes man that's gonna surround him, and this is what happens.
Me here kneeling in the piss, yeah? Why don't you?
Fantastic. Oh God.
It is better. It's more balanced.
Greatest fucking comedy in the world.
Bolshoi, who are you, Nijinsky?
Full of vodka, but Svetlana.
Who is she?
Love her.
Svetlana is Stalin's daughter. And then Stalin also had a son, Yuri.
Yeah, they were talking about him being drunk.
Yeah, and he was high in the Soviet military.
Oh, really?
But like a general. He also had I believe he had another one. I believe his name was Vasily. But he got captured by the Germans, and the Germans captured him and said, you know, we would gladly exchange Stalin's son for Reichsfield Marshal Paulus, who commanded the German 6th Army in Stalingrad. You know, and they tried to do an exchange with him, and Stalin said, why would I exchange a corporal for a Reichsmarschall? And so, rightfully, Vasily died in a concentration camp.
Yeah.
No, it's not Vasily, it's Yuri. This is Vasily. And this is... Vasily and Svetlana were children from Stalin's second marriage. And his first marriage ended in divorce. His second marriage, he drove the woman to suicide. Piece of human garbage.
Wow.
This is impossible. I'm wonderful.
That actually comes from his saying it, like, true thing. When he actually fucking died, he like raised his finger and reports, I forget who it was, but they reported that it was like a judgment and a damning finger that came down.
I am the lamb.
And then he died.
I am the lamb, and you, my children, have given me life.
So badly.
Do they always just like have Stockholm syndrome?
You see? Bury it. He wants you out.
I mean, that's how Stalin worked, man. You know, you
I think
You-
she's right. We can out.
guys that loved him, and you fucking just had a cold personality. You just pound him through propaganda and shit like that, and you know.
Wow.
For fuck's sake, we have to act.
I can't believe it. God.
So I said that he's got an uptick too back in Russia now. Fuck, people are like going, you know, Stalin ain't that bad. You know, it was a fucking big deal when Khrushchev came back and they did the whole de-Stalinization of the Soviet Union.
Wow.
So the person that they're talking about, Alexei, was this Jewish piano player that Svetlana, you know, fell in love with and had an affair with, and Stalin didn't approve. So he went away.
One person.
Went away.
Just one person.
He disappeared.
Please.
Went away.
For you, I would have killed Stalin, who's now dead.
Oh yeah, that's right, because the pianist, you know, taught his daughter how to play piano, and she was the one who fucking sent that note at the beginning.
That
remember?
killed Stalin, yeah.
Yeah.
So now he's got something.
So now he's implicated
Found my Stalin's
in a possible anti-Stalinist plot.
to assassinate him with a
Union, or you
bad
might
note.
find a pile of dust on the floor of a crematorium toilet.
Okay, so
Copy aloft.
one of the things that happened during this thing, Beria shut off the entire city of Moscow, and people like got trampled to death. And people get trampled to death and shot because of this.
Wait, come back.
Shit's getting into motion right now.
New city's borders.
And this is all to fuck with the NKVD and prove that the NKVD have absolutely no control over the people of Russia, because this is actually the Russian people rising up with their actual love of Stalin at the day. Wow. People got like trampled to death at his funeral.
So what is this obsession with the girl? I forgot what it was.
Stalin had a picture of him holding up this girl, and so Malankov is doing it because he wants to legitimize his ascension to General Secretariat of the Secretariat.
Gotcha.
Well, the whole idea is like none of these people are competent.
No,
I mean,
yeah.
they're really not. I mean, they are, but they're not. But you know, it's bungling. Well then, that is the death of Stalin.
Yeah.